Oh my god, that bit was tiny. Oh. I've been riding e-bikes for quite a few years now, which is why today I'm going to be sharing with you things that nobody tells you about e-bikes, and if you don't already ride one, this video might make you realise what you're missing out on. Since e-bikes were introduced to the mountain bike world, they have been somewhat controversial, but I've been lucky enough to spend a lot of time on e-bikes, which is why today I want to explain the benefits to you. So let's take a look. First of all then, believe it or not, e-bikes are actually better for jumping. Now that might sound weird because you would think heavier bike in the air, it doesn't really add up, but I'll explain why it does. The extra weight of the bike makes the bike more stable, and stability is key when you're jumping, because what it does is it stops you wobbling or twisting or being off balance out the ramp. Now that can help gain confidence because you'll find that consistently you're jumping better. Also with the extra weight, it can help you when you're going up a ramp. If the takeoff's not perfect, the weight of the e-bike will help, almost feels like it flattens that out and makes the takeoff perfect. Finally, the biggest factor that affects you when jumping is the wind, and because these are extra heavy, that doesn't really come into it. You can hit jumps in quite strong winds, which on a normal bike you would not really stand a chance of landing, and with this it doesn't move, it stays solid and you don't crash. Number two then, e-bikes offer more adventure. You can not only be out for longer and get to explore more, but you can reach places which on a normal bike would almost be impossible without getting off and carrying the bike. Over the years we've been on some awesome adventures, completing some amazing epic rides on the e-bikes, which on a normal bike we probably wouldn't have attempted, and that's also helped us to take in quite a unique experience and probably access places and areas which most people on bikes haven't been. Number three is that they are very beginner friendly. Now Cara has had first-hand experience of her progression on an e-bike, so she's the perfect person to explain this one.
For me, I began my mountain bike journey on an e-bike, and I think if I had have started on a regular bike, my progression rate would have been a lot slower. And I think the reasons for this is that when you are at a bike park, you can get so many more runs in because it gets you to the top a lot quicker. So in a day, instead of doing a run 5 times, you can perhaps do it 10 times. It's also really good to jump, it's nice and stable in the air, and also going downhill as well, it's really planted, and it's just the perfect tool if you're a beginner rider to get you into mountain biking.
Number four, and this is something that actually blows my mind, and that is how versatile e-bikes have become. Something like this, the High Bike Like, is a lightweight e-bike, and the saying one size fits all has never been more true, because this bike can do trail rides, it can do downhill, it's good uphill because it has the motor, you can do tricks, you can ride dirt jumps, I can do flips and 360s. I was doing freestyle contests on the same bike that I would do epic ridge rides on, which is actually crazy because with these bikes these days you actually only really need to have one. Number five, e-bikes are actually still amazing for fitness. Your initial thoughts would be you've got an assist, so you're not working as hard. Obviously the bike has different power modes, so you can select how much you want the bike to give you back depending what your objectives on that particular ride are. But I find for myself, when I'm out cycling, I still get my heart rate up, but with a normal bike it would go high and then it would come back down, then it would go high and come back down. I get it to like a consistent rate and I can just keep cycling and cover so much distance while still feeling tired and like I've had a workout by the end of the ride.
Number 6, and this is that e-bikes are for everyone. When I first started mountain biking, I obviously was nowhere near as bike fit as Tom was, so the e-bike allowed me to be able to keep up with him, and it also means that people from all walks of life, whether you're elderly, young, you might even have a health condition, but e-bikes have allowed everyone to join in, so e-bikes are for everyone.
Number 7, e-bikes are in fact faster than regular bikes. I don't come from a racing background, but one of the first things that I noticed when I got on an e-bike was the grip that it offers in the corner or low grip conditions. And this is down to, firstly, you can run wider and heavier tyres, which will create more drag because the motor compensates for this, but also the bike loads the suspension and the tyres up differently, which helps to create grip. Also, when I was at the Vantajam last year at Bike Park Wales, I was talking to a very successful downhill racer sponsored by Red Bull, who was telling me that when they test their bikes for the race season, quite often they will put lead in the bottom of the frame, and this creates something called traction, which basically on the bumps helps pull the bike into the ground, stops it getting light, stops it bouncing and bucking, and helps to create grip. So World Cup teams are doing this. An e-bike, I mean, it already has that traction or lead in the frame with the motor and battery, therefore making it faster. Number 8, e-bikes present new challenges and new ways of riding. For example, you can unlock crazy hill climbs. They're really good fun for doing trials on. They almost cross over a little bit as a motorcycle trials bike, because when you do a pedal kick, you get a burst of power. So what it does is, if you're someone like me who's been riding for quite a lot of years, it unlocks new skills and new challenges and new ways of, you have to learn new ways to ride a bike, which is exciting because it keeps MTB fresh, and that is all thanks to the e-bikes.
Number 9, and this one is that you can carry more things. Obviously there's some people that like to pack more into their backpacks than others, but if you're going on a big adventure ride, you need to take spares with you, pack lunches and things like that, so your bag will be a lot heavier. And obviously with the power of the e-bike, you don't necessarily have to pedal that weight yourself. The e-bike does it for you. I've also seen people with their kids on the front of their bikes, even towing trailers with their kids and maybe even animals in the back as well. And obviously with the e-bike, that helps take the load off your legs and means that everyone can join in.
Last but not least, number 10, and that is that e-bikes are not cheating. No one is in a race when you're over the local woods out playing and having fun. If you was to put an analog bike against an e-bike, yes, the e-bike has an advantage. I don't think you should knock it until you've tried it, and if you do enjoy riding an analog bike for fitness reasons, I actually think that there's still a place within your riding for e-bikes to fit in. At the end of the day, we're all out there just to have fun, so as long as it has 2 wheels, it doesn't matter. There we go then. They are the things that people don't tell you about when you buy an e-bike. I hope you guys have learnt something from this video, and I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a thumbs up, leave your comments down below, and I will see you in the next video.
I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter.